Hi teammates, this is my room. You can see I got some notes here and I got my setup going with the computer. So just got my computer fixed not that long ago, but I wanted to show this here. I'll try to explain everything fully today and not leave anything up to you to decide. But the Hawaiians film, now the Hawaiian is related to Eve's eye. She's got the Hawaiians in one eye and then the box in the other eye. Just like the Pulp Fiction box that Uma Thurman makes with her hands. But you can see here, the story begins 40 years after the events depicted in the original Hawaii, okay? Whipple Whip Hawksworth, okay, that's showing symbolism of the Michael figure, or just the guy who has the Aquila symbolism, which Aquila can be related to the Bedingfield family a little bit, which is Aquila is eagle, and the Bedingfields are known as the red eagle. That's our sign. That's what my grandpa told me anyway, but that could just be him making stuff up. But anyway, what you see is, but the movies use the stuff that is even made up, is what I'm saying. Like, you got to accept that the movies, they'll use any little thing and any little lie and make it a movie, you know, because they have lies as their refuge mixed in with truth. Just like A$AP Rocky says, they try to intellect with indirect just to test you, okay? So, but you can see this here. Now, it's like he comes home, you know, just like Luke Skywalker going to the Jedi Academy. Like, he goes to his official home and then starts a plantation, staffing it with newly arrived Chinese indentured servants, Mun Ki and his second wife, concubine Neuk Sin, okay? So remember, my dad is Hu Yi and is related to all that symbolism of China, okay? So, in monkey and all this, it's like they're kind of laughing at us a little bit, but because my dad loves Planet of the Apes and I do too, and that's the connection there. It's like they're laughing about the Elijah symbolism, but this is way back. So as you can see, Wu Chao's auntie, okay, we can Whip steals valuable pineapples from French Guiana, okay? Now what this symbolizes is the pineapples get stolen from like Abu Dair and the French, who represent Church 5, the works, okay? And the pineapples represent the pineal gland and opening up the third eye and getting defrosted, and either choosing the way of the Legion, the works and play, the works plus play, or going a route of truth, you know, trying to have a balance or not have a balance and just be a like a furlong, you know, which is like you're dependent on other people for your supplies and everything. So that's what this means. And you can see this here with the Black Eyed Peas Meet Me Halfway official video. He's got the pineapple on his staff. If you go to this video and watch it all the way through, the Will.I.Am figure has the pineapple staff, okay? It's called the Open Pine. This is information from way back, but it's called the Open Pine. It's connected to Legion and the opening up of the spinal system as well, with the EA Sport of the red, okay, going like through the butt and stuff like that. So I know it's gross, but just bear with me. So you can check that out. But so what happens is the Wu Chao's auntie helps him, okay? And the ante is just symbolism for Pergamos, okay? That's all that is. It's the Pergamos pit, basically, and Antipas is what that means. So you can check this out, but I'm reading here. Their son Noel, okay, Noel is a reference to Levasseur, and the Levasseur French blood of within the Bedingfield family that got mixed in, and that's from Canada a little bit. So the Canadians and the Starseeds are on our side, and or should be at least, but there's still a brawl there with Noel Levasseur and Olivier Levasseur, and Bourbonnais is what all that was. Bourbonnais, Illinois was the feud there. But so then they bring in leprosy. So you can see the time we're in. I'm bringing this up because the leper is connected to Uzziah, who's connected to and was a reincarnation of my Uncle George, who is the id figure, the official Area 51 clown figure. You know, he in the garden could have any mask. His face could turn into any mask, and you know, he could take on any form. And if you're a clown, then it's like you're kind of like a clone a little bit. It means that you can be an actor. You can put on a makeup and be someone else is the meaning there. So you can see all this. This is the Hawaiians film, and I've got this as well. Avon appoints new chief executive by Ben Protests, and it's April 9th, 2012, if you look that up. And if you scroll down here, I went to the bottom and got a quote out of this. I advise you to read this article and see what's going on with that. Good information there. But what I did was I put it in the gematrinator. Now this is the gematrinator, okay? Now she served as head of the consumer R&D, notice R&D organization, and later as global president of the Baby and Wound Care Consumer Franchise. Okay, so that's the quote there taken from the article, and it's all about the woman who's connected to the dog star and connected to the earth, you know, in these times, and is even connected to the phoenix a little bit, and she's got all sorts of connections, but she's threaded through the Bible, and we've even connected her to Dorothy Sebastian and all that, and Eve, and she's a very important woman basically, and her story is threaded throughout this article in symbolism. So then I've got this here taken from just receipts and stuff, and also my own, just switching it up a little bit. But 10-O, as in O of John Wick, whenever Michael Nyqvist says, "I heard you struck my son," or whatever, and he says that to the car guy, the mechanic, and he says, his name is Aurelio, and he says, "Yeah, well, he stole John Wick's car and killed his dog," and then he goes, "Oh," so then it's supposed to be a funny moment, but anyway, that's the reference there. Whenever you see O like that, just standing by itself, or in the middle of something, but it stands out, it means that John Wick sequence there. So you'll see that in these end times. 10-O-6-29 Order 66 1, okay? And then I added to that Kushan Rishathaim Shamgar, okay? So you can take a look at this. You get 1882, 784, 4833. So I'll let you take a look at this. So, okay. Now, I added those up. Okay, got 77499. Now get this. This is the Strong's Hebrew. Refuah, okay? Refuah, remedy, medicine. Okay, now this is a scene sequence in the Joker film that just came out. Because what happens is Joker goes to see Thomas Wayne, and they're skating on the screen that he's watching. Then Thomas Wayne goes to the bathroom, and then they have a confrontation in the bathroom, and then Joker is shown at the hospital for his mom. Notice how that happens right after that, and his mom is in the hospital, and he walks into a glass door, just like Hugh Glass, the Revenant, and it says exit only. Okay, so this is that symbolism right here with the remedy, medicine, and Refuah, because the 18, the AH, equals Joker. That's a reference to Joker. And the refu is a reference to Paul Walker. Now that Thomas Wayne sequence can be related to my trip to Paul Walker's death site in 2013 when he died, and I saw the Blimpie that he was by, and Blimpie was a popular Subway type restaurant in Lexington, Kentucky, and they had one in California, and he died right next to it. And I took that as a sign, and then the news crew was there whenever I was there, and they interviewed a couple people, and I had my blue glasses on, looking like John Lennon or something, and it was crazy. But that's what that ref equals, because the ref is Beetlejuice reference, which is the black and the white. The black and the white, the gray, the law, okay? And Paul Walker died by the law. So that movie was an abomination, the Joker, because they made it out that Thomas Wayne, they made him to be the Paul Walker character in that reference there. And they just screwed everything up, basically. The whole movie was an abomination. It's like if everything had been done the wrong way is what it was. And you know, with a few pieces of truth here and there, whenever he has the wand and is with Bruce Wayne, the Joker, like by the gate of the Wayne Manor, there's a little bit of truth there with the Revelation 17 dealings. And then also with when he walks into the glass, there's some truth there, you know, with the surprises of the defrosting. But I wanted to show this because Refuah is taken directly from the Joker film. This is sequence by sequence. You have the Paul Walker, Thomas Wayne, and Joker meeting, and then the UAH, okay, which is the millstone, which is Heath Ledger. The actual Heath Ledger, you know, is the millstone there with the ripped mouth. The bull going towards Florida is the Freemason hieroglyph. But also AH, okay, which is the reference to the AI killing the virginal type killing is what that is. It's it's all old greaseball stuff, but basically if someone is on top of the relationship in a sexual manner position, then they have the power over that person, and AI can even kill those. They can put a curse on those people. That's why they have to X only. They have to sit only, or lay only. You get what I'm saying? So that's all old greaseball stuff. We've gone over it before. I'm just rehashing it, and I'm not flipping it or anything as usual. So just bear with me and have grace and mercy mindset. But that's that vampire symbolism, and Robert De Niro's name in the movie is Murray. Okay, that's his name, and Murray is the Bill Murray symbolism, which is all Groundhog Day, and Groundhog Day means it's the vampires. Okay, it's all old vampire stuff connected to Blade, and it's all old law. It's all old secret law that they don't want to talk about, and that no one on YouTube wants to talk about except probably me and a couple others. Watch Dan Barrett. He talks about this stuff a little bit, just briefly touches on it while scratching his head as a Gadite. But so you've got Refua, and then this William H. Burton comes up as the if you break down Refua to mean who is the Mountain Dew Lemon figure in this sense, in this moment here, who is this person, and what you get is the ref, which is the law of the sport being red, the Esau symbolism, and that's William H. Burton because he falls out of a tree, which is as being the predator, as being the law of the forest there, but he's a guerrilla warrior. It's Guer, guerrilla, however you say it, but in the Predator film, and his name basically means to be of Church 4, the Church 4 family, who is probably all the Gentiles, basically. If you look at the Perseus symbolism and all that, it goes back to the Gentiles, the gentle ones, and which are different from the red and even the Jews, and he's of that, but he's as a slave of that, because you have the William H. Macy reference, but also the Crazy Eyes reference from Fargo. Crazy Eyes, the guy that plays Crazy Eyes in the Adam Sandler movie, who's in Fargo, and he Steve Buscemi is his name, and he gets put in a wood chipper, and whenever I would smoke weed, my hand would feel like it's on fire sometimes, my arm, not to the point of actual like crazy pain, but just a little bit to notice it, and that's because I have this wood chipper mark on me, which is from excuse me, and I don't do that anymore, but it's from going against the Church for gentleness. It's from taking on those burdens of the three witches from the Irish myth that we went over, and even adding the high and all that, and putting on those burdens of Baal, Shalisha, and all the ones who keep the commands with the four, so it's like law and works, which are different, because you can have works that are fruit of the Spirit, and then you can have works of the law, which is just trying to avoid sin, and it creates an imbalance there. And that's why the colon is with the Reuben blades symbolism, because it's like King David tried to balance all that as being keeping to the true Jewish form, and he's as a hardcore of that, and they even messed with his mind and everything, and that's why he's in jail right now in England, who's Charlie Bronson, who Tom Hardy played in the film Bronson, okay? And that film shows how Charlie Bronson, like, he tries to go for the G, basically. He flexes his muscles literally on screen, and like he's denied by the women still, and like he tries to go for the brute type symbolism, but it doesn't work. It's like the society changed, and it goes back to the guy who painted the Scream, like Ghostface from the movie Scream. The guy who painted the Scream painting, his life is like a perfect picture of the it type life, the it symbolism of the ones that are Church 5 and Church 4 and Church 3, but he showed that change in society is what that was. So keep faith with Lord Jesus. Just wanted to show that. But that's William H. Burton. His name is symbolic. Check this out. And have a good night, teammates. Thank you.